All right, guys, this morning we're going to be framing this cased opening. It's just a simple matter. Get the measurements right, of course, and then build it and install. All right, let's talk about our measurements and how we got to where we're at. So the rough opening was 48 by 96. So we want a ½ inch on either side of that frame or the casing to the rough opening. So we just took 1 inch from 48, gave us 47. Then we took the 96, which was the height on the rough opening. We took a ½ inch from that to have the same ½ inch spacing between. And then we took off the 5/8 thickness of that top piece of the frame, which gave us 94 7/8. From there, we know that the frame is going to be actual cut size of 47 width, 94 7/8. And then for the 1x4 trim, basically you start with the inside measurement, which is 45 3/4. You add 3/16 either side, so 45 3/4 plus 3/8, plus the double the width of the trim, which is 7, because the trim is 3.5 inches wide. So that's how we get our measurement for our trim. Any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to explain any further. So we've cut the legs, we cut the header for that, and then we've for the frame, and then we've also cut the legs and the header for the trim. Here I'm just simply taking the Craig jig in a drill with the special Craig bit drill bit and drilling the holes for the pocket holes. So essentially all I'm doing is drilling pocket holes. And we're going to attach the tops of the legs to the top header using pocket hole screws. It's very simple, very easy to do. All right, just a little bit about my setup here. Getting ready to put the two legs and the header together for the one side of the casing. I won't bore you with the other side, but we'll do that as well. So essentially, I've got these two adjustable supports out on the end supporting the legs, and then up here right to the edge of the table. And then I'll put the camera back on the stand and then insert the pocket hole screws when we're done. All right, I'm going to line up the edge, make it flush. This is a basic, very basic Craftsman style trim. This is as basic as we go. Normally we leave an overhang of the header over here, ½ inch in there. And then we get into the more complicated Craftsman style trim. But today this is just simple. It's a spec house, getting it ready for sale. All right, this is the frame. I finished building the two sides of the cased opening, the trim pieces. They're standing up. There's a certain order that you want to go in, that's for sure, and that's get your trim done first, then do the frame, and then you just lay the trim down on the frame and do your reveal. So I've got a multi-tool 18 gauge stapler, brad nailer, and essentially this is what I use to assemble these frames. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it's the way that works for me. And I'm just lining up this to make sure it's flush. And then we'll take the stapler and go ahead and fire a staple in there. Okay, since we last talked, I've got the frame assembled and the piece of trim, the 1x4 trim, Craftsman style. I have it attached and nailed. We also have the next piece of trim that we installed earlier ready to go. So one thing I wanted to show you is just how this reveal works. For you pros, this is probably very boring, I'm sure, but we mark the reveal all the way around 3/16. And if you notice, what you're going for is a nice flush end on that. Let's see if I can focus a little bit better, like that, on both sides. And then, sorry for dragging you around like this. At the top, you see that reveal that we talked about earlier. And it's pretty much right on that reveal. I mean, give or take 30 seconds. And that allows us to keep everything consistent. And I follow this reveal as I nail. Build this as one piece and then assemble this first, and then take the second piece of trim that we did earlier that's already assembled and assemble it on the other side and finish it out. I find this is indispensable. If I flip it over on the side, you can see the reveal. It's a 3/16 set reveal. The other thing that I really like about this is the ability to take really easy gauge measurements. So setting saw blades, finding out exactly where I need to cut something. And once you do that, of course, you would just tighten this knob down and then just go around and find your measurements. All right, guys, we got it done. Fully installed, nailed off. All right, we got the other piece of trim on this side. That was the second piece that we cut. And this is the one we had to reveal on the wall. Came out really nice, really happy with it.